with the foe. To you, from the fallen, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high, and if we break the faith with us who die, we shall not sleep through poppies grow in Flanders fields. Well, excuse me. Later on, it wasn't published until 2 years later in a British magazine. And consequently, when it was published in 1917, people started to understand it. And when America entered World War I in 1917, our troops were starting to go over. Well, Miss Mona Michael was working at a USO in New York. She was out of Georgia, and the troops would come by and see her and everything there at the YMCA, excuse me, and before they went over. So somebody came by and dropped the poem off. She read it, and she had thought about it for a little while, and then on her break, she decided to go in because she dabbled in poetry as well. So, excuse me, she ran a response to it. And, let's see here, it's about 10:30 in the morning. She browsed through the magazine. She came across the poem and its colored illustrations, We Shall Not Sleep. It was an alternative name somehow for John McCree's poem, which was called In Flanders Fields. So she decided to read it. At that moment, Mona made a personal pledge to keep the faith. And she vowed always to wear a red poppy. Oh, you who sleep in Flanders fields, sleep sweet, to rise anew. We caught the torch you threw, and holding high, we keep the faith with all who died. We cherish too the red poppy that grows in the fields where valor led. It seems to signal to the skies the blood of the heroes who died, but lends to hate to the red of the flower that blooms above the dead in Flanders field. And now the torch and poppy red we wear in honor of our dead. Fear not that ye have died for naught. We teach the lesson that you brought in Field of Flanders. So with that poem, it started off, she went out and she went to there was a convention going on, and she went out to a flower shop and bought 25 red poppies. Some of the businessmen that were attending it came by and, wanted to buy them from her. And so she sold them and started using the money for the war dead and their families. And in France, there was a lady who started the poppies off, and they were stamped out of cloth, and this is what they look like here. And she was selling those for the children of France and the veterans of France. Thank you, sweetheart. So that, to raise money for them. And then in 1921, the American Legion imported in the French poppies and sold them. And that was in July 5th. Then also on July 5th, the Canadian adopted the flower of remembrance. And on November 11th, 1921, the British Legion adopted it. The American Legion adopted it in 1920, excuse me, it was a year before. Then Australia took it up also on the 11th of November, 1921. 24th of April, 1922, New Zealand did. And the American Legion started selling the poppies around to raise money for American vets in 1923. That same year, instead of bringing the French poppies in, the VFW started a factory of disabled ex-servicemen making the poppies, and it became known as the Buddy Poppies. And the patent was granted on February 1924 and has been around since. All the services from all of the countries that were involved on the Allied side during World War I have adopted it as flowers, and we are now passing out the Buddy Poppies. If any of you have ever been to Flanders, they're not as, there's not a multitude of them anymore like there was then, because there's not a multitude of grades. The poppy seeds only germinate on disturbed ground, and it was right after the graves were dug that the poppies would come up. So wherever there was a grave, there was a vast amount of flowers, and that's what it really tries to show.
On behalf of Congresswoman Maxine Waters' office, I'd first like to thank you for the invite, and also thank you for the history lesson this morning. I learned a lot. I'm the veterans caseworker in the office, so it gives me the opportunity to become more familiar with some of the constituents, and also you all with me. I have a certificate of special recognition here from the Congresswoman, and it's presented to the Hawthorne VFW Post 2075 on the occasion of your annual Veterans Day celebration, and in great appreciation of your exemplary service to your fellow veterans, providing support and resources to the brave men and women who have sacrificed and served our country. I salute your outstanding commitment to your country and your community.
Thank you.
I am humbled to know of the history and am blessed just to be in your presence. We know that there was great sacrifices made, and we honor you. The wives, the children, the families are to be memorized in memory, in memoriam today. And we just want to say thank you for allowing myself and the city of Hawthorne to participate today in this most important holiday. Thank you.
And here comes Jenny. Her husband was commander of this post 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And he was B-29 crew chief on the missions over Japan.
Thanks.
Not a problem.
I'm honored to be here today. It's not difficult.
I know.
You know, I'm like you. I can't talk because tears roll down my face when I look at all of our veteran friends. Olin loved you all so very much. Some of you do know and some of you don't know, but he served in 3 wars like yourselves. I guess the last one was Vietnam, wasn't it?
Yep.
And
The the end of World War II, Korea, and in Vietnam.
And we're so proud of all of you. You have no idea how much he and I honor you to this day. Please forgive me, I'm just too emotional.
Like me.
Like you.
I'm Councilman Alex Vargas. I'm one of the youngest members of the council, and I didn't,
I think you are the youngest, aren't you?
well, I am the youngest.
Yeah.
So I haven't had the, I didn't have the opportunity to serve our country in that manner. Of course, I was in selective service and everything, but growing up, I used to enjoy reading all those books about Vietnam, all those little picture books, all those little stories about Guadalcanal, World War II. And that, as a child, you get enthralled in that, like, oh, it's so, like a little fantasy world. I wish I was there. But as I started growing older, that's when I started learning about the real sacrifices of what those people went through. How it wasn't pretty, how it was a lot of pride, honor, a lot of bravery that was involved in doing what all you guys have done, and all the veterans who have passed and who are still around have gone through. Talking to individuals, talking about what happened in World War II, it wasn't pretty. My own father served during the Vietnam War, and luckily, by God's grace, he stayed behind. But his whole company, when they landed at Da Nang, they were decimated by the Viet Cong that were waiting there. That could have been my dad. So it hit home when he told me those stories. So, it really, just, I appreciate all your efforts. The city of Hawthorne appreciates all your efforts. And you know what? If you guys don't have the welcome home that you all deserved, too bad. Those people don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate what you guys have done to, keep us free, to maintain the lifestyle that we have, and, to allow everybody just to express themselves the way they do right now, whether it's all in a crazy manner or say whatever they say. This is freedom, and this is all because of your sacrifices. So the city of Hawthorne, the United States, myself, council members, we all appreciate your efforts, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
At this point in time, I would like all World War II vets to please stand. All Korean War vets. Next would be all Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, and Afghanistan. As usual, a lot of the younger people are out working right now or doing other things, taking care of their families. So it's when you get older in life, because I was the same way. It wasn't until after I retired that I came up and started doing other things. So at this point in time, I guess we will call it to a close. Okay, thank you very much for coming.